Hi everybody, thanks for joining us here at Collections Chronicles at the AACA Museum Incorporated in Hershey, Pennsylvania. My name is Bill Rothermel. I'm chair of the Car Selection Committee as well as a member of the Board of Directors, and I'll tell you about one of the cars from our vast collection of 200 cars that we have on display here at our museum at 161 Museum Drive in Hershey, Pennsylvania, just off Route 39. This car is probably a car most everybody recognizes. It is the icon of the 1950s, the 1959 Cadillac Series 62 Coupe. This particular car was recently donated to our collection, and it's a beautiful, beautiful example of the highest fins that ever were put on an automobile. Cadillac began the fin craze following World War II when it introduced its new design. The design by Harley Earl mimicked a P-38 Lightning aircraft, and aircraft styling, of course, was all the rage and continued to be all the rage through the 1960s in automobiles. Cadillac continued to build cars with fins through 1964. The 65 models had more of a blade type of rear fender than fins, but the craze lasted for almost about 15, 16 years of the fins on the automobile. Dave Hulls, who worked for Harley Earl at the time, was attributed to the design of this particular automobile. And the fins that you see on the back were a reaction to what had happened at the Chrysler Corporation. Virgil Exner was head of styling at Chrysler, and Chrysler's Forward Look, which came out in 1955, 56, and 57, scared General Motors literally to death. And one of the things they were scared about was that Chrysler had very quickly become the styling leader in the automobile industry. So what happened in 1959, the cars that had been designed went back to the drawing boards with the designers, and they exaggerated the fins. If you'll see a 59 Chevy, the fins went flat. The Buick, of course, had that wild jukebox styling with its grille, also some kind of canted fins on it as well, and the Oldsmobile was equally as crazy. Pontiac was probably the most restrained of them all, but the 59 Cadillac had higher fins than on any other car built by any manufacturer. One of the other things that's kind of interesting about this car is the wraparound windshield. The wraparound windshield was another styling craze of the 1950s. It was introduced in 1953 on the Motorama cars that were designed for that particular year. And it was a new idea because they had learned how to mold glass and give the glass that curve that prior to that time they were unable to do. Again, it was a styling craze whose time kind of came and went. If you get in the car, one of the things you'll know getting in and out of a car with a wraparound windshield is you always kind of kick your knee into the dog leg here at the door. The manufacturers realized people didn't like that, and of course glass became better, dramatically so in the 60s. The odd curvature of the windshield gave you kind of a distorted view when you looked out. This is of course a big V8, as all Cadillacs were, with 4-barrel carburetors, and you had an optional engine at this particular time that was used in the Eldorados with 3 carburetors that you could get as an available engine in this particular car, but this being the standard V8. Sometimes this is referred to as jukebox styling. If you look at the grille, it resembles a 50s jukebox. Again, that kind of kitschy look, that kind of wild, flamboyant, crazy chrome. This was the height of it all in 1959 with the Cadillac DeVille Series 62 Coupe. Thanks for joining us here at the AACA Museum in Hershey, Pennsylvania.